cottage, lodge, whatever you want to call it, and I absolutely adore this build. I actually think it is one of my favourite I've ever done, and I know that's a statement and a half, but I genuinely just love it so much. And if you know me, you'll know I'm not really much of a builder. Like, it's not my strong point when it comes to The Sims. Like, I'm not very good at it, and I also don't do it very often because I get frustrated with it. It's one of them things where I'm like, oh, why doesn't it look right, or oh, why doesn't it look like this? So I don't build very often, and when I do, I can never do it in one sitting. You know how some people can sit there for 5 hours straight and just record a build? Me, that is not happening. I have to like do half an hour one day and then an hour another day just so I can split it up, and I don't know if I just have a really short attention span or what, but it's just not something I can do. But with this one, I actually did it in pretty much one sitting. I did it all in one day, and I did have lunch in between, but I think for me to do it all in one like that shows that I really did enjoy doing this build, and as well it's small as well, so it didn't take me too long to do in terms of that. So what it is a honeymoon cottage. I think I've already said that, and I was originally just going to go for like a pink kind of fairy tale look, but then I thought, you know what, let's make it kind of cute and like romantic and sweet, and I love it because it's dainty and cute and pink, and I love pink. Pink's my favourite colour, and yeah, so that is what we did. Now it is 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, and 1 kitchen and all that. Obviously, like, you're gonna have a kitchen in the living room because, like I said, it is a honeymoon, so I tend to try and squeeze as many bedrooms in as I can, but with this one I didn't, just because I wanted that one big master bedroom rather than putting like, oh, let's have a room for the kids here, or let's have a spare room now. I was like, Katie, restrain yourself, 1 bedroom only. So that's what I did. I also have a hard time, let me know if you build and this is like something you have too, is I completely either underestimate or overestimate the size of the build. You know when you like put the original shape down, so you've not done anything inside or outside, you've just put like the square or the shape of the house down. I always either make it too tiny and I'm like, how am I gonna fit everything in, this is supposed to be 4 bedrooms, or I make it far too big and I'm like, Katie, this is supposed to be like a 1 bedroom starter and you've literally made it the size of a mansion. What is going on? But anyway, with this one, I think it's a little on the small side, but it's not too bad. And you know what really came in handy is the size down cheat. I am so happy they put that in. I know it's been in for like a while now, so it's not exactly a new thing, but I remember when I was in my phase of building and I built quite a lot, that wasn't a thing. Like, you could only size objects up, and it was so frustrating, especially with trees. Trees is the one thing that is really hard to do, in my opinion. I mean, there's a lot of things that are hard to do when you're building, but trees, they're either too big, but the nice ones are the big ones. You get what I mean? So like the small ones that actually fit don't look very nice, or they don't fit with the house, but the big ones do fit and they do look nice, but then they don't fit as in size wise, and it's just like, it's so frustrating. I have been practicing with my landscaping a bit more. I've tried to be more out there. I've tried to use more like little decor objects, and I think it looks better than it used to. That's a big statement to make. But I think it's really just it's hard for me to just put loads of clutter on the outside. I naturally just want to leave it bare-ish. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I'm totally not making sense. But when it comes to like plants in the front, I find it really hard to put loads of plants in without making it just look like a meadow, if that makes sense, or without making it look like a square acre of freaking bushes everywhere. Like, I just find it hard, because you know how people have like the really nice like in other builds, this is not in real life, but in other Sims builds you see people have like their nice planters and there's plants everywhere, but it doesn't look like they're just shoved into one bundle. That's something I find really hard to do. Like, I can clutter the inside of the house, like I guess that's like with my actual like home, like I can clutter my own room up, but not the outside, not a gardener. So I can clutter like the kitchen, like I can throw bits of clutter everywhere. How many times have I said clutter in like the last 2 minutes? I don't know. But when it comes to cluttering the outside, it's just like, why does this not work? What is happening? I also struggle a lot with the urge to put, what is it, ivy? would you call it ivy? I don't know. The green stuff that goes up the walls of the house. I'm obsessed with it. Like in every build, you will find some of that green stuff on the outside of the house, and I tend to go overboard a little bit, and I'm just like, Katie, we don't need that much green on the outside of the house. What is going on? What is happening? And I'm just like, but it looks better around it. I have to physically restrain myself and just, it's it's a hard time. It's a hard time. But one thing I did like about this build is that it actually didn't take me too long to perfect it. You know how you can sit there for ages fiddling with the clutter and just thinking, oh no, that doesn't look right, like, but there's an empty space. That's a big problem of mine. I know I said this is a big problem of mine like 10 times, but I have a lot of big problems when it comes to building houses. No, but when it comes to the outside of the house, I have a big problem with filling empty spaces, so I just tend to like throw a bloody pond there and just hope it works. But with this one, I kind of managed to do it pretty quickly, which is probably why I did this all in one day, because I get frustrated and I'm like, I just can't make this look right. Today's not my day. I'll have to come back tomorrow and do it again. But with this one, no, I think it looks okay. I think it probably looks terrible. I'm so indecisive usually, and it's just not good when you've got to make decisions. There are so many bloody items in the game to choose from, and it's just like, which lamp looks better, and I'll keep switching back and forth between like 2 items for like 10 minutes, and I'm like, it looks better with the lamp. No, it looks better without the lamp. With the lamp, without the lamp, and before I know it, I've like wasted half an hour just deciding whether to place a lamp there, and it's like, oh. But I do really want to improve my building skills, because I see all these beautiful builds on Twitter and on YouTube, and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're so stunning. And I find when you've built a house yourself for either your Sims, whether it be like you're playing for a personal game or whether you're playing for like a let's play or a video, when you've built the house yourself, it just feels so much more, I don't have a word for it, but it feels better in a way, because I find the games that are already in the house, no, the games, no, oh my gosh, I'm muddling my sentences up. The houses that are already in the game, there we go, we got there in the end. Is my microphone on? It is. Oh, I missed a little panic there. But the houses, as I was saying for the 50 millionth time, the houses that are already in the game, like the EA ones, I don't really like playing in them. But then at the same time, I never really seem to download stuff off the gallery. I just find the houses that have been put in by EA to be very boring. I don't know how I say this without sounding mean. They just seem very empty inside, especially like for me, having clutter in the Sims house and just having a lot of detail in the inside is something that makes me want to play more. It just makes it feel a lot more realistic, whereas in the houses that are already in the game, they just seem to have like a table and a chair, and there's no like, I'm like, come on, put a vase on the table or at least something, give me a little bit of clutter and I'll be happy. And so I tend to play in them, but I don't know, it doesn't feel personal to the Sim, because obviously everybody's house is different and it's accompanied, does that make sense? It's personalized, let's go with that word. It's personalized to everyone's individual tastes. Like what I have in my house is going to be, or in my room, because obviously it's not my house because I'm still young, so what I have in my my room is what I like, and it's my style and it's my taste and it reflects me and my personality, I think, anyway. And if you go and say, if I go to my friend's house, like it'll sum up their personality or their tastes. And I feel like with The Sims, you kind of want to be able to have that too. Like you want to have a house that really showcases your Sim. Like you might have a Sim that's a slob, so you want to have a really cluttery house. I don't know, maybe I just do this all too in depth, and to everyone else it's really not that important. But to me, there's something about it. That's why I absolutely love Deli Gracie's builds when she does them for Let's Plays, because I feel like they capture her house holds so perfectly. Like, I'm like, yes, that sim would most definitely live in a house like that. And I think it's so nice. It's so nice. I love it. I love it when your house is much as Sims. I know it's a weird thing, but with me, I spend like so long creating a sim and giving them an individual style, and like I'll spend like a good hour giving them like such a unique look, and then I'll put them in a base game apartment or something, and it's like, this sim would not live like this. This sim, there's no way this sim would live here and not have like plant pots everywhere. Well, there's no way they would live here and have that sofa. But then at the same time, I'm lazy and I can't be bothered to furnish stuff, and I want to play. So I'm trying to get like a few houses ready for like different styles of sims. So that way I can play straight away with sims I just made, and I don't have to worry about spending 3 days on a build. But anyway, this house isn't really intended for a specific sim, and it's not really intended, well, you can live in it. I'm not saying like, oh, sims shouldn't live in this house. It's not for that kind of purpose, because you technically could. It's a house, like it has all the things your sims need in it, but it is intended to be like a honeymoon location. Is there a mod where you can put your own lots in Granite Falls? That's it. I questioned myself then. I was like, Katie, you know what it's called. You know what the vacation lot's called. And I was like, I really don't. It's granite. Is it that an accent thing, or am I just saying it wrong? Granite. It's granite. Granite Falls. Granite or granite? I don't know. Granite. Let's go for Granite Falls. I mean, I guess it can be said however you want to say it, but Granite Falls, I think there is a mod. I know there used to be a mod where you can make Granite Falls livable. However, I don't think that exists anymore, because I was looking for it, because I don't tend to send my sims on holiday just because it's a bit like, I don't know, I just feel like it doesn't have the same atmosphere that it did in Sims 3. Because when you had the Sims 3, oh, what was the pack called? Not Jungle Adventure, that's the Sims 4. World Adventures, there we go, I know it was something adventures. When you had the Sims 3 World Adventures, and you would go to like France, there was France, China and Egypt, I think. I loved going to China. I don't know why, that was just one that I always went to. Like, the worlds really felt like you were actually in that location, if that makes sense. Like, it just had this feeling that going to Granite Falls or going to Salvadorada, however you say it, doesn't have. I feel like the vacation worlds, as beautiful as they are, like, don't get me wrong, Salvadorada, again, probably saying that wrong, but it's such a beautiful place, like with the waterfall and the bridge. But I just find, unless you're going to go like in the tombs or whatever, it doesn't have much atmosphere. Like, it's very much just scenery and not much you can actually interact with. Whereas in The Sims 3, like, you could proper go to markets, and I know there are markets in The Sims 4, but it's not the same. So I don't really send my sims on holiday. So I was looking for the mod that could make Granite Falls, granite. I still don't know how I'm meant to say that. I should really just drop it, Katie. It doesn't matter. That makes the worlds livable. So I could, have the niceness and just have my sims' day-to-day lives live there. So I actually got use out of them. But I think it got deleted or discontinued or something. I don't know what happened to it. It's gone, but if you know where it is, please let me know, because I would love to have it. But yeah, this would be a perfect lot for Granite Falls. Why am I still going on about this? I don't know, but I think that would be perfect in the forest. Like, it's very Hansel and Gretel-y, even though a witch is not living there. That is Hansel and Gretel, isn't it? Yeah, I got confused between Little Red Riding Hood and Hansel and Gretel then. I don't know why. Like, I should really know the difference. Like, it's pretty obvious, but no, it's very fairy tale-esque, I would say. But, because if your sims have just got married and they're going on a honeymoon, this will be the perfect place. Hence why it's called Honeymoon Cottage. But you can't actually have it as a not residential vacation lot, can you? Is that possible? Can you set lots as a vacation lot without a mod? I'm not entirely sure. You can just play make-believe. You can pretend you're sending your sims there. You can move them in for like week whilst they're having their honeymoon, and then move them back into their normal house. But it could still be playable for any random household. You can tell I've run out of things to say, can't you? Just every damn time. Every damn time. But why don't we talk about me coming back to YouTube? Today is the 29th of September 2018, and I am planning, if all goes to plan, to be back on the 1st of October, which is Monday. So I'm going to start uploading on a Monday. Does that make sense? Why would I start uploading on a Monday? Oh, I thought I've completely got my days wrong here. no, but we're going to upload on the 1st of October just because it's the 1st. Oh, that's Halloween month. Why is that just clicked? I can make spooky videos. Yes, I love spooky videos. When the best thing about autumn is when everyone on YouTube starts going all fall-y and they have like their fall aesthetic going on, and they absolutely just adore it. Fall. Why do I say fall? It's autumn, not fall. Like, autumn is my favorite season. And I love it so much when everyone starts getting all cozy and they're like, here's my candle haul. Oh, look, it smells of pumpkins. I'm like, yes, give me the pumpkin candles. It's beautiful. So anyway, that's got nothing to do with me coming back to YouTube, damn it. So I started taking a break. Oh, well, I've had a break even before then, to be fair. But I haven't uploaded since, I want to say August, like the 1st. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. But I took the summer off because I was obviously like, you'll know if you watch the channel update. I'm not gonna like go into it all now. But I feel like it's done me good. It's done me good to just kind of step back and try something new and different and just not have to worry about it for a while. Because I have been doing YouTube for so much longer than it feels like. I've been doing YouTube. I think I created my account in 2015. July 2015, so that was 3 years ago, over 3 years ago. But I properly started like giving it a proper good go end of 2016 to start of 2017. That's when I was properly like into it and really like, you know, going for it. So it was kind of the start of 2018 when, because 2017 was quite a good year for me. Well, it was a good year for me in terms of my channel. Like, it grew and that, and I was so happy about that because I'd already put in like a year plus of work to get to like a start where things were starting to grow. That did not make sense, but I had been working for like over a year to even get to like a few hundred subs. So to me, that was so exciting to get that. And then at the start of 2018, it started dropping off, and I wasn't as into it as much. So obviously it would drop off if you're not going to like be into it as much. So I thought, rather than pushing myself and to carry on doing it and like getting burnt out and like just thinking, why is this happening and why am I not growing the same as I was back then and whatnot, I realised it's because I'm not enjoying it. Whereas then I was so like motivated, like I would want to do it like every second of the day, and now I was just not wanting to do it as much. So I thought, no, I want to get back into that mindset. I want to get into the flow of doing it like every day and getting really motivated and like wanting to put all my heart and energy into it. Because I feel like with YouTube, if you don't put all your heart and energy into it, you're not going to get anything out of it. Like, I know people make money out of it and like you get numbers and views and whatnot out of it, but at the end of the day, if your heart's not in it and you don't physically enjoy doing it, then the money that people get out of it, or the views or the subs or whatever it is, doesn't really mean anything to you unless this is something you really like want, like it's something you really worked hard for and something that you're passionate about. Because obviously if you're not passionate about it, then it's not going to mean as much if you do say get a video that does well, or you do have a month where you get, you know, more money than usual. Because not that money means like, obviously to have money is nice regardless, but it means so much more if it's a reward for something you're really passionate about. Not saying I earn loads of money off this, because I really don't. Like, I'll probably earn like 4p off of this video, so don't think like, oh, she's rolling in it. Definitely not. But obviously I'm talking on the whole of all YouTubers, big and small here, not on account for myself. I'm not like, oh yeah, I got a big paycheck this month, because no, your girl has not. Your girl has not got that. So anyway, here are the screenshots. I hope you all enjoyed this build, this video, because I sure did enjoy making it and creating it. One of my favourite builds in the world, and I was super pleased with how it turned out. And I'll definitely be using it in my game, especially if I can be putting it in Granite Falls. So again, thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for other videos by subscribing and liking, and leave me a lovely comment down below if you enjoyed. So bye guys.